Are you business owner or entrepreneur and want to attract new customers on regular basis? In today's conversation, my guest help explains how to achieve it. He is founder of Genuine Expert Method and helps you produce a book without writing a word. That's a big statement. I'm going to ask how he does it. My guest name is Marty Dickinson. Welcome, Marty.
Thanks
Sorry.
for having me. Great to be with you.
Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I am in Denver, Colorado, and have lived here for over 20 years. And when I moved out here, I was in corporate America, working a corporate sales job, doing the three things that I grew up never wanting to do. I knew I didn't want to be an accountant. I knew I didn't want to have anything to do with computers, and I knew I didn't want to be traveling all over the place like my dad did. He would leave on Sunday night and come back Friday night and just work in business all week long, and we'd never see him. So I knew I didn't want to do that. So I found myself in the corporate world, traveling around the country, selling accounting software, believe it or not. So the three things that I knew I didn't want to do, I found myself doing. And one day I was just like, what am I doing? So I started looking inside myself, and I decided I wanted to start my own business. So I looked within all the things that all the directions that I could. I mean, I'm not a very technical person, so I couldn't be a programmer. I'm certainly not a designer, but I do play guitar. So I thought, well, why don't I start something where we can get together and jam, bass players, guitar players, drummers, and just make a bunch of noise. And that turned into my first business. It wasn't even online. This was 1995. There really wasn't a lot of internet back then in 1995. And so I started Music Mates. That's still today one of the largest musician referrals in the country. And it is online today, of course, musicmates.com. You can go check that out. And that made enough money for me to retire from the corporate world. And matter of fact, on the very day they offered me a promotion at work, I said, well, sorry, I have to resign because I'm making so much money on the internet with this business that we started. So I left the corporate world and started this business. And I found that the best way that I could promote this business that I had was to go around and get on stage at all the places where the musicians were playing their jam nights. And I'd go up there during their breaks and I'd talk to everybody how all the musicians should go to musicmates.com and sign up to become part of the system. And at that time, I was the one that did all the writing. So through the years, the combination of the internet, speaking, and writing became part of everything that I did. And eventually what happened is I got a call from somebody, and they that was using the Music Mate system, and the guy manufactured guitars. And he said, well, everywhere I search on the internet, anything related to music, Music Mates comes up, and it's driving me crazy. So instead of being mad at you, I thought I'd hire you. So that got me into the services side of helping people with the internet, and I did that for the next 18 years. So that was really my focus. And along the way, I got asked to write a For Dummies book. So yeah, look at the size of that monster. How to do everything you want to do on the internet to build your business. And then speaking gigs came up more and more, and I got more involved in speaking, more involved in writing. And then one day I thought, well, gosh, I'd really like to pursue the writing more. How do I do that? Because I'm not a very fast writer. I can write capably, but I'm not a very fast writer. So I had to come up with a system for that. And that's what I've done.
Marty, that's a very inspiring story. So the way you left your corporate working world to finding your dream, and now you're living your dream, that's very inspiring. What are your immediate plans to grow your business?
The immediate plans to grow this business is to get the message out in any way that I can that there is a way to expand any services business. And I'm really focusing just on services businesses. There's so many people that offer services of some kind. And if you are an up-and-coming speaker, if you run a restaurant, if you are a dentist, I mean, these are all services. It's not just consulting and training and selling coaching and things like that, but there's such a wide variety of services. And I see so many people just focusing on building Facebook ad products, and it's driving me bananas because I mean, I grew my business without ever doing Google AdWords. We didn't even have Facebook back then, and hundreds of my clients have done the same thing. They've used a 6-step method that I've put together called the Action System that takes them through a process that combines really 3 pieces. It's what I've grown up with essentially in business, which is writing, speaking, and the internet. Combining those 3 things together, you can do so much to become the #1 person in your industry without having to rely on Facebook ads or any paid advertising method. There are so many ways to do that, and that's really what I want to get the word out today about, and that's my pursuit for 2018, is to just get this message out that there's another way than spending thousands of dollars every month. I mean, I have done that. We've done, paid advertising for clients in the past. I mean, in 20 years in this business, I think I've pretty much done every kind of marketing there is on the internet. So we have experience with that, but still after all of that, I still maintain that the greatest way to become the expert in your field is to combine writing, speaking, and the internet together. And I think people are missing that component. This is nothing new. That's the thing. That's my campaign for 2018, is to say, hey, there's another way to do this. And it doesn't cost you thousands and thousands of dollars, and you don't have to buy all these, there's so many fads out there. I call it the fad fence. I have a video on my website. It's my new video. I just put it up a couple of weeks ago, and it has me standing outside of a softball field where there's a big fence between the softball field where you play the game and where you're a spectator outside. And I think so many people there's this wall that they come up against, or they just buy every fad that comes out. Some guru comes out with another Facebook advertising method. You have to buy this and then run your Facebook ads and then you'll be rich. It's just a fad. But what people are missing is that the combination of the writing and the speaking and the internet is never going to go away.
Marty, that's amazing. Now we know that combining writing, speaking, and internet helps you grow your business. And when the person like me who is not a big writer, and they can seek out to you and for your help, that's where your system comes in. So let's move to my next question. What are 3 actionable steps which others can get as a cheat sheet and implement right now in their business?
Well, the first thing is that I believe everybody is an expert in something. So you need to find out what you are an expert in. And anybody can go to a class and become an expert by learning somebody's program, and then you can hold yourself out as an expert. But that's really not good enough. You need to work whatever program. I mean, we've all learned how to do things, so you have to work what you've learned for yourself first. I mean, how can you truly provide services for people until you figured out how to put food on your table for yourself? Then you can use what you've learned to help other people. And then once you've done that for a while, then you've made tweaks to that little process of yours. And now it's genuine. Now it's your own. So I call that a genuine expert method. And that's where GEM comes from, G.E.M. You need to figure out what your GEM is. And that is usually going to be in 5 steps. It could be 6, like my action process, ACTION. You got to come up with your genuine expert method, GEM, which is going to be usually a 5-step sequence. It could be 6, it could be 7, but anything more than that, and people start getting confused. It seems too detailed. It doesn't seem like it's simple anymore. So 5 is a good number to go by. My action sequence is 6 steps, so I have 1 more in there, but it's because it's really important to have. So the 3 things are: make that GEM. You've got to come up with that GEM. If you're in your 30s, 40s, or 50s, you've lived this long. You are an expert in living. You could easily take me out to coffee and you could go through for the next 3, 4, 5, 6 hours all the details about how you are an expert in life. Everybody has something they are an expert at. And if you hold out a service and you sell that service and perform services for people, you darn well better be the best at that service, because there are more service people providing services out there than there are even companies needing help. So you have to be able to stand out. So after you've created your gem, the next step is for you to hone that message. You need to get out there and start talking. You need to go to any kind of free organization where you can get up in front of people, even if it's 5 people, and start talking about your message. Join a Toastmasters club. You have to get comfortable with speaking, and not just comfortable with speaking, but you need to constantly be working on improving your speaking skills. So that is going to be step 2, is get good at speaking and start working on giving that message of what your method is. And then finally, the next step is to write. You know, there's definitely, you hear a bunch of books, and these are much different than this monster. This is not the kind of book you want to write. What you want to write is a book that outlines your method. So here's what my favorite book of all time is How to Speak for Fun and Profit. This is one we worked on for speaking legend Joe Saba. He was the founder of Colorado National Speakers Association, and you know, this is the thickness. You know, this is only 20 to 24,000 words. This does not take a year to churn out as a book. Here's another one, Freed from Stuck. So this is the 30-year therapist. Notice she has FREED up there. That's a 5-step method. That is her method that she is rolling out across the country right now for other therapists to learn her method of providing therapy. So she has a certification program now based on her book. So it's not just about the writing. It's that this, you know, writing a book is a stepping stone. And it doesn't all have to be about, you don't have to be in your business for 50 years to be able to write a book. I mean, here's a 19-year-old kid that wrote a book, Teenage Baseball Umpire, How to Make Great Part-Time Money and Have Fun at Your Job Too. And this is springtime in 2018, so we're rolling this around the country to municipalities and cities that have city baseball rec leagues, because that's where umpires start. And these umpires make more money than people flipping burgers, for sure. And there's a glut in the industry. So all these are methods that can be used in writing a book very quickly. And then, of course, I'll give you a bonus. The bonus is that no longer do you need to write a book. I was talking with Dana Morgan Barnes for 3 years that she should write a book about her managing wellness. She has always struggled with obesity, and it's not about being a size 1 or a 2. It's about being physically and mentally fit. And she's conquered this 50-year problem that she's had, and she needed to put it in a book, and we did it. And she never wrote a word. And the way we do that is by very intense interviewing. It's more than just ghostwriting. A ghostwriter will be on the phone with you for a couple hours and they'll go write a book, and it'll take them 6 months to write the book. What I do is what I call talk writing. It's derived from the term talk therapy. If you go into a psychiatrist, they'll put you on a couch, right? The typical view of a person lying on the couch. And then that psychiatrist will dig into your brain to get you to talk through whatever issue's been holding you back. I do the same thing with my writing clients, is that I get into their minds and we partner together, and for 6 to 10 hours over a period of 3 to 5 days, we get to the root of what their method is. I mean, a lot of people like Susie here, the Freed from Stuck lady, she didn't even know what her method was. She's been doing this for 35 years. And she said, well, I don't have a method. Every client I work with is different. No, you use the same method every single time, especially if you've been doing this for a long time. So it's a matter of digging out what that method truly is and then putting it into a context that people can easily follow. So that's the whole trick to the whole thing. And it's really revolutionizing the publishing industry, because this thing took 11 months to get out. I mean, from the minute we started working on it, those days are over. You don't need to have that big lead time. You should be able to crank out a book of this size in 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, there's no, you can do it faster if you want. Dana's book here, we put that out in 4 weeks. We had all the content in 3 days, and then the rest of the time was spent working on the cover, working on putting together all the copywriting, all that stuff. But that's really the new 2018 focus of book writing. And we're talking a quality book here. I mean, do I have to have a 500-page book just to supply you with the method that I work every day? Of course not. People want speed. Just give me the good stuff. I don't need all that fluff.
Marty, let me say what I learned from you. So we look inside what our GEMs are, genuine expert method, and second is we go out and try speaking, learn speaking, maybe join Toastmasters or local speaking clubs so we can rehearse our speaking skills. And third is to write a book, and we don't have to write ourselves. You help to get the book outside of the business owner or the entrepreneur through over the conversation. You call it talk therapy style. So that's amazing, and you showed us the book, so you have the proof that you're a genuine person, not just the talking thing. Mm-hmm. So that's so amazing. My next question is a little bit tough, so I'll just ask you anyway. What is the single most failure you recall from your professional life? What was lesson learned, and how did you recover from it?
Well, I'm going to go right to speaking, and it really goes before I was a business owner. I mean, I was so dreadfully afraid of public speaking through my entire childhood because of a teacher that made me give a book report. I was shaking so hard to read my piece of paper, I couldn't even read what I was supposed to talk about, and it scarred me. I mean, I just had a fear ever since then of getting in front of people and talking, and that fear lasted with me 10 years after graduating college. So I had to get into the mindset that I had to conquer this fear, because now we are a visual world, right? We're not just talking getting on stage with people. You have to be confident on live video like what we're doing now, and that's a whole different fear that people have. I think people are just as afraid of live video as they are of getting on stage in front of 1,000 people. But you have to face that fear and get to the point where you not only are not afraid of speaking, but you look forward to it. I couldn't sleep last night because I was so excited to be on this call with you today, because I knew that I would be sharing my message about my 6-step action system. That's the kind of mentality you have to really get to the point of enjoying speaking and getting your message out. That is what carries you through all the craziness of writing a book and going through the process of joining a Toastmasters club. That's what drives you through the process of getting your message out, is you've got to get to the point of enjoying speaking. So I think that is probably my biggest mistake, is that I waited so long to confront that fear, because as soon as I started to enjoy speaking, I started going to every association meeting I could find, and I'd get up on stage and I'd sponsor the association. So I'd have a table in the back and everything, and you get your 30 seconds on stage to go up there and present what you do. And they'd have all these other sponsors that would go up there, and you see this picture up here on my wall. That is it's a big poster board of what I call action. You hear all these people always talk about take action, take action. Everything I tell you today is worthless if you aren't willing to take action. Well, I just got tired of everybody saying that, so I had to put a name to a face, and that's it, action. And it became my mascot. Every place I go, still today, I go to networking events, association meetings, everywhere, I take action. I take action, my picture, I take action with me. And I always say the next time you find yourself procrastinating, remember this face and take action now. So it's very sticky, right? That has come with me through all the presentations I've done, workshops I've given. Action is always with me, and that is sticky. Once I realized how powerful getting on stage for even 30 seconds can be, I realized that was all the promotion I needed. And it was because I finally conquered that fear of public speaking and got to the point where I enjoyed it. And I'll come back to the Toastmasters thing. I mean, I don't work for Toastmasters, but I am a Toastmasters member today. There are thousands of Toastmasters clubs all over the world, and you need to be in one. I think everybody that starts a business should at least be a Toastmasters member for 1 year, because it will change the whole way you approach promoting your business. And with live video being so important in today's promotional opportunity, I don't know how anybody could just wing it and not focus on building their presentation skills. It's that critical.
So it's just finding your fear and facing the fear and doing it anyways. And you were successful in finding what your fear was, and you conquered it. So congratulations on to you.
Thank you.
And public speaking is a very one of the top or second top fear most people has it. I have it myself too, so I'm just started working on it. You have given so much to us, and we want to give back to you something. So someone who's watching right now, how can they support you?
Well, the first thing they need to do is go to herenextyear.com and sign up to get my free document that describes the 6-step action system in full. You need to go through that before we could do anything going further. Maybe there's somebody out there that is really just sort of stuck in a rut, their business is plateaued. Great, that's going to help. It'll be a life changer, I'm sure. If you are a service provider, you should be teaching this information to your clients, because they do not know. Even if they don't use all 6 parts of the action system, you can help them pick and choose which ones are right for them right now and help them through that process. And I can help you help them through this process as well. Lots of ways to be involved once you get to that point, but it all starts with that document. The second thing I'll suggest is that you need to know exactly what you want. In the past 7 years that I've been asking new potential clients, as I talk to them on the phone, I'll ask them the question, what do you really want? And it's such a hard question. Only twice has someone given me a good reply to that question, because usually it's, well, I want more leads. Oh, I want more sales. Oh, I want to lose weight. Oh, I want more vacations. Things you need to have the 6 action steps, as well as know exactly what you want.
That's amazing, and I've been enjoying your conversation and learning from you. So as you the watching you, and you are learning. Marty, what would you say as a final word?
As a final word, you really need to take action now. I mean, you can beat everything to death for years. I mean, if your business is not growing the way that you expected it to grow, you have to do something different than what you've been doing. And so many people are doing that. They're trying to do new things, and they're getting caught up by the fad fence. They see all these new things coming out, and the first new thing that some guru launches, they go invest $50,000 to $5,000 to get access to that fad. And it doesn't work for them. They spend too much money. It takes too long to learn. There's so many things. Take action now with something that has stuck around for at least the 20 years I've been doing it, and it's not going away soon, and that is the 6-step action system.
Thank you, Marty Dickinson, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of our whole team and entire community. We appreciate you. This is Mohammed Bashir. Wish you good luck and good sales. I do hope our paths cross again on our next interview. All the best wishes.
Thanks for having me.